Welcome to episode 13 of the Family Podcast Network, helping you work with your tough kids and even those that aren't. Coming at you from Tuscaloosa, Texas today, the new home of Family Podcast Network. I'm your host, Trey Gibson. Well, hey, listen, first off, you guys are probably noticing, hey, video is up today. Purpose behind that is really solely, mostly just because if you guys are like me, I like to have a little bit of a new mix-up every so often. Being able to throw video in is something I've wanted to start doing from the start with everything when I was doing with Family Podcast Network. So my new situation, everything that's gone on the last week is going to put me in a position now to where I can start offering video. So mostly it's just to mix it up and to make it a little more fun for you guys. And then also, if you guys are like me, I like being able to put a face to the name and the person and the voice that I've been listening to. So a little bit of that as well. Hopefully, I want to start getting more interactive in our podcasts and maybe start mixing in some interaction with my kids, maybe even my wife being on. And then also, I want to start doing screen capture so that way we can start doing diagrams, etc., to kind of help put some pictures and things like that to you visual learners like me who are visual learners out there. So we're going to start mixing it up as we get in here, start being a little more creative in how we do all these things. So with that said, today's going to be real short. I just wanted to do a little quick blurb on the idea of individualized attention with your kids. If you guys are like me, I have a tendency to get caught up in one thing. And that one thing typically is I have a propensity to get focused on giving my kids attention, but it's what I call G attention, just that general overall attention. It's that attention that when I walk in that door that's just right over there and I get the daddy and they come running up and I've got 3 kids attached to the 2 legs that I've got and I'm hugging them and I'm smooching right. It's attention that is divided by 3. So my ability to give undivided attention divided by the 3 little kiddos. I'm hugging them, kissing each one. I'm asking them, each one of them how their day is. I'm picking them up. I'm holding them, and I'm visiting with them. It's that attention that no matter how bad I may want to be able to focus on my daughter Anna or my son Grant or my daughter Cora or even my wife Corey, when I want to focus on them, I can't. And the reason I can't do that is because at that time I'm focused on the 3 of them. This is a good attention. There is nothing wrong with giving that attention. So don't hear me come off saying that this is wrong for you to do this, because it's very necessary. We got to have that out there. The problem with it is that if you're not careful, we become over dependent on our general attention, and we try to substitute it for giving our kids one-on-one, individualized time. So why is that? Why is that so important? Why are you even pushing this today, Trey? Kids react very well at getting individualized attention from us. They love to glean and garnish that attention that they get just focused on us, focused on them real directly. I mean, you know the stuff I'm talking about here. You've had your kid, Dad, Mom, look, Mom, look, Mom, oh, that's great, wonderful, awesome. And one of your other kids, and then you're looking at them over here, and you're like, hey, do a good job, what are you, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, Mom, Dad, look, right. So they're always trying to garnish that attention. The problem with it is this. It often creates a competitiveness amongst siblings to have to gain that attention from you. And what will happen the most is, and this is where it gets tricky and it can get painful for kids, is that often the kid who is the most outgoing or the one that we're able to relate to the easiest, or maybe the one who just really likes to get attention. I was one of those kids growing up. They're the ones who will get all the attention. So what about your introverts that don't quite have the capability to be able to step up and gain that attention, to garnish that attention from you like your outgoing ones can, right? What happens to them? They often are the kiddos who get put on the back burner. And it's not because they don't want attention. It's not that they don't care about getting attention. It's that they're not very good at getting it. And so then what happens is they get set on the back burner, and we don't focus on them. They don't get their attention, and a lot of them grow up very hurt and sometimes very angry. There's a book that's written out there about childbirth order and older child, middle child, youngest child, baby, and things like that. I read it many years ago. I haven't read it in a while, but really it's got some fairly legitimate stuff that is fairly empirically based. It's worth looking into. I cannot remember the name of it. But it talks about the middle child being often the one that kind of gets left out. And I get to see that in my son. Now, my son's very high energy. He's very outgoing. But I've noticed that my older daughter, the daughter who can talk better, who can articulate emotions better, the daughter that can relate better in science and math and all those other things, and she's more articulate than my other two kids. She has a tendency to get a lot of attention. My littlest one, who's the baby, right? She's the little baby. She's the not quite 2-year-old who needs more attention. You still got to change diapers, all this stuff. She has a tendency to get a lot of attention, but I've noticed over the last few weeks that if I'm not careful, my son has a tendency, he'll go off and play his own thing by himself, and I'll notice that I haven't seen him in a while in the house. And so what I've been making an active decision to do is to start spending individualized attention with my kiddos. Take them places with you. If you're going to Lowe's, if you're going to go run to Lowe's and pick up something, if you're headed to, the grocery store just to grab you a loaf of bread, just real simply, go grab one of your kids and go take them with you. Talk to them while you're driving. Ask them how things are going. If you got teenagers, now a lot of parents don't like it when I say this, but if you got teenagers, listen to their music. Guys, I get it. I know some of the music that our kids listen to. Let's be honest, it sucks. I get that, and I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with feeling like their music is horrible. I hate some of the artists out there. I hate Lil Wayne. I just do. But he's got a catchy beat, and a lot of kids like him. And I have learned to like something about Lil Wayne's songs because I need to do it to be able to connect with some kids. Not my kids in this case, but I need to be able to do it to connect with some kids. And even if I hate and despise the message that he has behind him, I've learned to do that because it helps me connect. So connect with your kids. Figure out what they like. Take them on individualized attention. Take them on those one-on-one trips. If you dads, I'm big about this. Dads, if you got daughters, go take your daughters out on dates. Do it. I'm telling you. Because if you're not filling that void in your kiddo's life, then guess what? Little Colton whatever from school is going to be really ready to come and fill that place for you. And oh, let me tell you, I bet you he is going to just schmooze your daughter and just tell her how beautiful she is and how much he loves her, right? And you know where this is going, guys. Spend that individualized attention, daddies, with your daughters. Now spend it with your sons, too. Moms, spend it with your daughters and sons. Take them out. Just randomly. Well, I don't go anywhere much, Trey. Do you go to your storage building outside your house? Do you ever go outside and go grab something? Do you ever walk and get your mail, take a kid with you? Just real quick. You'd be amazed at how just a short little time like that can fill I'm saying some, can fill some of that need that your kid has to have one-on-one FaceTime with you. So don't overcomplicate it. As I always say, don't IBM it. Don't go all rogue scholar on me with this. Just simply take your kids out. Spend individualized attention with them. Take them run for a quick trip down to the grocery store or to go get gas. One day, if you've got them home and it's not a big deal, take them to work with you. If it's not going to hurt anything, take them to work with you. But here's the issue. You got to talk to them. Well, they don't want to talk to me, and they just ignore me, and they put their head in their headphones, right? Why do you think they do that? Because they're not getting engaged. And then when they do engage you, you get mad because you say the music sucks. And this isn't for everybody out there. Some of you guys, I don't do this, and I believe that. Not everybody does this. But a lot of us are sitting there going, well, their music sucks, and they just ignore me, and they're disrespectful. And they probably are. Don't mishear me on that. They probably are disrespectful and listen to music and whatnot. But engage them. Shut up and listen to them. Hear them out for a little while. Let them educate you to something. Let them teach you something that you didn't know. And you will be amazed at how much that worked. I cannot tell you how many parents I've had look at me and say, Trey, I've tried the losing privileges. I've tried taking their DS Lite away. I've tried grounding them. I've put my little ones in timeout, and it's not working. In most all cases, why are those things not working? Because they haven't built a relationship with their kids. They haven't built a relationship with their kids. One of the best ways to do that is to take the time and do little individualized attention with your kids. Give them that G attention, that general attention as well. I do a lot of work in a lot of the blogs for the family parenting stuff, and I drop comments off, advice, etc. on several different blogs. One of the ones that came on last night that I responded to was a dad saying, I'm a military dad. I grew up in the military. I'm drill sergeant kind of guy. What do I need to do? My daughter's disrespectful. She fights me. She resists. She bounces. I don't get any backup, I feel like, and so she just gets away with pretty much anything she wants. What do I do? He said, I'll try taking this away, but she'll just do that. I'll try pulling her TV out, but she'll just do right. And he was just mentioning. What a rough position to be in. What a tight spot to be in. I get the frustration in that. So my advice was, it wasn't to give more parenting techniques to, try this parenting technique of grounding them, right? It sounds like he's at least got some pretty good skills already at doing that. So why weren't they working? Because you got to build relationships. I pulled off of his and my military experience to talk a little bit about whenever I was in the officer training school, I was training candidacy school for the reserves in my undergrad, which is just a fancy way of saying ROTC. When I was in undergrad, we had a sergeant, and he was amazing. I remember him teaching us things like, we said, oh, hey, we're going to have our fire team, which was typically a group of 5 to 8 men that would be under our command as semi-officers, we'll say, in cadet land. But we would say, oh yeah, we'll bring our Gore-Tex parkas that we have, which is just a material that's really good about blocking out weather and especially rain, because we knew it was going to be raining that week. And our sergeant looked at us and said, no, absolutely not. You don't bring that if your men don't have it. We were like, why? We've got it. Why? We spent money on this Gore-Tex. And he said, because if your men don't have it, and you do, there's no way to build respect. And that really stuck with me. And he was that kind of guy who he led by example. He never gave us a crap job that he wouldn't do first. He would never give us a crap job if he wasn't doing another crap job already. And we respected that. And guess what we did? We followed. We also had a lieutenant who was horrible. He was a lieutenant who was a yeller and a screamer. He was a poke us and prod us to make us move rather than leading by example. He yelled at us. He called us names. He tore us down. And don't get me wrong, a lot of that is a big part of the psychological rebuilding that the military does in boot. But, this wasn't building men up. It wasn't making them respect him. Well, guess what happened? People reluctantly did everything that he said. Maybe they would do it out of fear what would happen if they didn't, but nobody did it reluctantly. They didn't do as good a job. They didn't work as hard as they did for this sergeant. So we talked a little bit about that in the post, is kids are no different. We always tell our kids, you've got to earn my respect, right? We tell that to our kids. That's legitimate. That's normal. Everybody's got to earn our respect, right? Kids are no different. But why is it that we don't ever think to turn that around and say, we've got to earn our kids' respect? And I'll be honest, I thought about that. Guys, this is, for every finger I point at anybody, I evaluate these three come back to me, and most of the time it's a slap to my face. Most cases. But we've got to earn our kids' respect as well. We've got to be willing to lead by example. We've got to be willing to walk out front. Instead of yelling at them from behind to get them to do what we want, we need to be able to walk right into them, and then they want to follow us. And so he said, Trey, this seems like two very distinctly different points. They're very interconnected. In that, one of the better ways to get ourselves to a point to where we can get our kids to want to follow us, to do what we want, take some time, give them attention, number one. I understand when you get home, if you're like me, after a long day, I have no desire to sit down and play with my kids. Do it anyway. Take that individualized time with them. Take that time to go love on them, to take them riding around with you, to go, take a quick drive. Even if you're not going to do anything, take them for a drive or take them for a walk, one-on-one, each kid. I recommend a minimum of 1 hour a week, more if you can. 30 minutes a day, I would say, would even be better. But here's the issue. Make it consistent. Don't ever sacrifice it. Never sacrifice that time. Don't ever say no to it for anything else, because it tells your kids that you're important. Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I encourage you guys to like me on Facebook, Twitter, and all those different accounts. Consider becoming a member online with the Family Podcast Network. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at Trey Gibson, Trey Gibson, Gib as in Bravo, SON, at thefamilypodcastnetwork.com. There's no special or secret email that you can get me at. That's the one. Go straight to my iPhone, and I will get back to you as soon as we can. As always, guys, remember, it's all about the relationships. Keep loving on your kiddos.